Dreamscape presents Norma Jean, The Life of Marilyn Monroe by Lawrence Guiles, narrated by Madeleine Lambert. Preface. America has developed several distinctive qualities that make it unique, but have become, at the same time, eminently exportable. It has contributed the sound and beat of modern jazz, and when one hears a syncopated riff floating out of a bistro from whatever corner of the world, one thinks instantly of America. It has made virtues of naivete and open friendliness. Through America's jazz, through its air of innocence, and through its open sexuality given worldwide acceptance by way of its theta bars, its Swansons, Crawfords, and Harlows, and finally its singular Marilyn, it made the world tolerate without much alarm or protest the awesome fact that it had become the most powerful nation on earth. This amalgam of innocence and power is central to the life story of Norma Jean Mortensen Doherty, who was to become Marilyn Monroe. And that same mix of naivete and muscle would take her from unparalleled acceptance to terminal frustration, and finally to elevation as folk heroine. Few chronicles are so peculiarly American and so affectingly distressing. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, 1984. Lawrence Guiles. Part 1. Early Reckonings. 1. In February 1962, when Marilyn Monroe was 35, she moved into the first house she ever owned completely on her own. The Spanish-style house was modest, tiny even, with 3 small bedrooms and an apartment-sized kitchen. There was an alcove off the kitchen into which Marilyn had fitted a trestle table, turning the small space into a breakfast nook. Marilyn's special pride was a kidney-shaped swimming pool that came with the house. Perhaps the most compelling motive behind Marilyn's move into that particular cramped house was a telephone call from a friend in New York early that month, informing her that Arthur Miller's new wife, the photographer Inga Morath, was pregnant. Marilyn announced that she would entertain only special friends in her new home. She had become crotchety in recent years, and she took a dislike to some people almost on sight. For instance, her lawyer's secretary was not allowed inside the house. When Marilyn had to sign a document, the secretary would bring it to the gate, and someone from the house would come out and take it to Marilyn. The house became an extension of herself. Marilyn occupied all of it, moving from room to room, often barefoot.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?